Vlogmas. I hope you had a great night. I actually slept okay. Good morning, pup. Say good morning. Say good morning. Good morning. Yeah, am I talking? I am. I'm talking. I'm not talking to myself. I know it looks like that, but I'm not. But I'm really not. Yeah. I have my day 16 marinated yarns, Sailor's Delight. Sounds like it's going to have some pink in it. Pink and blue, I'm guessing. Ooh, beautiful. Oh, that's very pretty. Some of these yarns from Helen, I'm tempted to. Maybe I'll put them in my second hat because I want to know what they're going to knit up like because that's so pretty. I like that a lot. Marinated yarns. And then I have day 16. Magical Marshes. Oh, that's pretty. Very springy. I guess I have to put this closer to my face if I want it to be in focus. Very springy. Oh, that'd have been a nice little bright stripe in my hat. I'm only one behind. I did one yesterday, Dirty White Boys. So I have yesterday's yarn to stripe in and today's yarn, but I definitely have to start measuring. I think it's time to do my decreases. Maybe past time. But what are you gonna do? So I have to put the buttons on the sweater for the baby, and I have to find the address, get the address for that baby so I can mail that gift out. Post office closes at noon, so I've got to do that before noon. And I have one more other thing I'm working on. I have one more pair of earrings to make and send off, and if I can do that this morning, that would be good, because otherwise I can't mail it till Monday, which is starting to get a little late for mailing, and that's all the mailing I have to do. So I'll need to get on those. I'm having my coffee now. Maybe I'll work on my stripe on my hat, and well, I better put those buttons on. Get started with my morning, but you know, you want to ease into your morning a little bit. So, hope you have a good crafty day. Bye. So, I have finished putting the buttons on Wyatt's sweater. And I'm not loving the color. You know, it feels like the blue is like just a tad not great, but it is what it is. And for some reason I thought these buttons had little bears on them, but they do not. They have little boys, which are cute. Puppy, you're not helping me. Say hi. Happy Vlogmas. Leave that sweater alone. No. Ah. Can you move? I'm video. I'm trying to show the sweater. And I'm not sure if I'm going to send the hat or not. I do not have enough yarn to make a nice pom-pom for that hat. And it's got that pointy end. And, you know, I'm not sure about the hat. So I may just send the sweater. We shall see. But I forgot to message my nephew yesterday. I don't have his address. If I don't get it in the next hour from him, I guess I'll call my brother. But, because I do want to mail it out today if I can, but I have other things I got to do. And Dennis told me he was golfing today. He would like his tea time at 10:30. Mr. Funny Guy. He often has his tea later when it's the Saturday after a D&D night. Say goodbye, puppy. Off. So it turns out that my hat is at 12 inches. I just measured it, so I have one more inch to go before the decreases according to the pattern. Can't find yesterday's ball of yarn from Vibrant Dye Works. So I'm just going to add today's, and I'll figure out where that is another time. So I'm just going to sit here and knit on my hat for a few minutes. I'm getting ready to make Dennis's tea. And I have stopped doing a magic knot, and I have just started knitting with both yarns for 6 or 8 or stitches, and I just keep going, and it works perfectly fine. You can't tell. Well, you can if you look for it. That's where I did it here before. But it, you know, I got Knit Stars last year, and 2 people on Knit Stars said, just do that. Don't go, you don't have to do anything fancy, you know, you can't even tell. It was Stephen West, and I forget the young woman's name who is started Pom Pom magazine, and she lives in Texas now. Both of them said the same thing, and you know, I've been doing that on a lot of my projects, and you really can't tell. It's easy. You know, no ends to weave in. You just clip them off at the back, and voila, you're done. And certainly with something like this. I mean, there are some things you can't do that with, but I haven't found many, to tell you the truth. So I'm going to sit here. Oops, water's ready. Sit here for a few minutes and knit on my hat, and then go make Dennis his tea. And listen to Kristen and full of wine.
The temperatures have started to drop significantly, so these could not have been finished at a better time. So, yes. Okay, so that is it for finished objects. I am going to move along to whips.
So I got my packages done, and now I am on the way to the post office. It was at a stoplight, but my light changed, so now I'm driving, but it's okay. I'm not looking at you, I'm looking at the road. The little post office that's a quarter mile from my house apparently is not open on Saturday, so I am going to another post office. Hopefully they will be open, because I really want to mail these packages today. If they're not open, I might just have enough time to go to my post office where my mail comes out of, which is about 5 miles from my house. And I know they're open, but it's a big post office, and it's going to have mobs of people, so I was hoping to avoid the mobs by going to this other post office, but we shall see. But I am bound and determined to have these packages done, because then all my mailing is done. Packages. I may still do some Christmas cards, but they're no big deal. I can just stick them in my mailbox and have my postman take them away. So anyway, I will, if I get these packages mailed, I will feel terrific. I'll be here for a while. I'm done at the post office and ready to go. It's a beautiful day, and I'm glad to be out of there. What a line. But my packages are mailed. So, back from the post office. Good thing I went when I did, because it ended up, when I left, the line was a lot bigger than it was when I got there. So, that's good. I have mailed my last package. If I end up doing more Christmas cards, I'll just stick them in my mailbox, and my mailman will take them, so I don't have to go to the post office again, I don't think. So that'll be good. And so all my time-sensitive stuff is done. Ooh, I have a list. I should go look at my list. I will continue working on my mother's mittens, but right this minute, I think I'm going to finish my Advent stripe on my hat because I stopped in the middle to work on the baby sweater. So I'm going to do that. I have my last cup of coffee of the day. I'll sit and relax. I just had chili, the leftover chili from Dennis's party last night, and relax for a little while before we take Pearl out for her walk. It's a bright sunny day, but the snow is still there. She'll have a wonderful time, and she's about ready for a walk, I can tell. Got a little package in the mail today. I'm like, oh, what is that? I don't remember ordering anything. But I ordered pins from the Fat Squirrel. She's got pins and I ordered them. Hold on, let me get the list. So there's the Fat Squirrel pin and the Elizabeth Zimmerman pin. This one's sparkly. Can you see the sparkle? There you go. She talked about them on her podcast and I thought they would be fun to have, so I ordered them both. I'm a big fan of Amy Beth and the Fat Squirrel Speaks podcast. If you're not familiar, you should watch her. She's hilarious. Dennis and Pearl have brought me in a bunch of wood. I've been feeling a little grumpy today and a little out of sorts, and I'm not sure why, because I was very happy to be at the post office and get rid of my packages. Dennis is going to make me a fire. I'm going to sit and relax and maybe knit something else that will make me happier than thrums. Because frankly, I'm getting tired of thrums. So, you're not seeing my fire yet, but it's coming. And I hope you have a lovely day, and you've had a lovely day and a lovely Vlogmas, and I will talk to you tomorrow.